Hi, today I want to show you how to use SChoollinks in your language of preference. As you know, SChoollinks is an English language platform, and some users may be a little uncomfortable to use the platform in English. So, while there is no automatic translation integrated into our platform, we want to offer you a solution to translate the page in your language of preference by using one, Google Translate, and two, the DeepL translator for reading and writing. So it will require a couple of steps, but I'm going to take you through it through the screen. But first, I want to mention a couple of disclaimers. First, this solution will work on your laptop, on your computer, and not on your mobile app if you use the mobile app. Second, the translations do not apply to graphics or attachments that we share on the platform. This solution will probably work well if you use a window-based web browser compared to an Apple-based web browser. And last, for the sake of this example, we will use an English language browser, but you can use any language you want. But when trying to do those steps, please try to match the steps to the buttons of your browser. Now, before we start off, I want to say that I strongly recommend using the Google Chrome, that's this one, the Google Chrome web browser to access SChoollinks. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open our Google Chrome browser. I'm going to expand this. And for the languages, I want you to do the following. Click on the three dots here, and then scroll down to settings, click on that. Here in the left side menu, click languages, and you can see I have one language, the language of my web browser. Now what I want to do is I want to make sure that use Google Translate is turned on. So that's what I'm going to do now. Now that this is turned on, I am going to open SChoollinks. And I'm going to log on to my account. Now you can see this page is by default in English. Let's say for the sake of this example that I want to access and use this page in French. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just anywhere right click and then click on the translate button. And then you will see a little translate icon, the Google Translate icon will appear here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set my languages. So here, I'm going to click on the three dots here, and then I'm going to choose another language. So I want my page to be translated to French. So I click on here and I select French and I click translate. The detected language I will change by clicking it again and then click page is not in detected language, and I will select English because the page is in English and click translate. So now you see that an English page is translated into French. So when I go back to my settings, I will see that the language French has been added, and it says this language is used to translating pages. Okay, so now I can use, just by clicking here, translate it into English and French back and forth. Now I can read all the text, all the posts, except for attachments, in my language of preference. So this is now French, but by clicking here, you can choose any language you want the platform to appear in: Spanish, German, Japanese, you name it. So now we have the full page translation. Now we're going to look at another application, another extension to use for this platform, and that is the DeepL translator. So I'm going to open another tab and I'm going to search for the Google Chrome Web Store. So I'm going to open that Google Chrome Web Store, and you see here the extensions. I'm going to look in the store for the DeepL translator. So I'm going to click on that, and you will see right on the right side a number of extensions will appear. The first one is the one that I need, DeepL Translate for reading and writing. So I'm going to click on that and then click on the button Add to Chrome. And then it will prompt this window where you have to click on Add Extension. Now, this extension has been added now. When I go back to ESCOOLinks, I click on this little button, Extensions, and now I can see the DeepL Reading and Writing extension is added. I'm going to pin it so it appears here on the right next to the address bar. So now, for the sake of this, let me just translate the page back to English in its original form. What I can do also with DeepL now is when I block a text, the little DeepL translator icon will appear here. If I click this icon, it will translate the text to any language that I choose. For example, if I choose French, I can read that selected text in French. What about writing? Let's say I want to write a post. So what I'm going to do now is, for example, I am a French-speaking user. My English is not that well, but I want to write something in English. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write my comment in French. For example, je m'appelle Asmita. My name is Asmita. So, when I write this, I block it and I click on the Translate to. I can select to translate into English. What will happen now is the text that I typed in my language will now appear in English, the language of the platform. If I hit enter, it will be posted in the language that I have selected my text to be translated to. Voila, this is how you can use Google Translate and DeepL combined for a better user experience. I wish you a lot of fun on the platform. Send us a message if you experience some difficulties in using this translation option, and we'll try helping you out as best as we can. Thank you.